Good morning.
And welcome to our worship service today. This is the day the Lord has made.
Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
All right, you all look like you are rejoicing today. Are you warm enough?
Oh, yeah.
If you're not, sit closer to the person next to you. Just make sure they know you're doing that. I have a few announcements for you today before we begin. First of all, we mentioned this last week, but I'll re-mention this again. We have some great devotionals in the back that are free to you. They're in the basket on your way out. There's this size print, and then there's a larger version. And we will be following them during the season of Advent, which we're very close to coming to. And then our Abundant Life groups are continuing on, and we will discontinue the study on the Great Sending in a couple of weeks. So next week I'll make that announcement, and we're still planning on meeting together as groups. I've suggested you can use that devotional as something to do, something else that you might want to do together, but I encourage you to continue to meet as much as possible because we want to keep that going, even though we won't pick up the book we're going through until the beginning of the year. Thanksgiving evening service is going to be here at 7 o'clock, and Pastor Ochoa from our Spanish-speaking congregation will be delivering the message. And since he speaks primarily Spanish, he'll have an interpreter there for us. A couple of you, I think, probably could understand his sermon in here today, but the rest of us will need an interpreter. So arrangements have been made for that service, and we'll have communion that evening too. It's, I think, on the 23rd. I think that's the Wednesday. And so we look forward to having you join us then as well. Well, on Friday, we celebrated, as we do as a nation, Veterans Day, and so I wanted to make a special mention of all of those of you who have served our country and given your lives for the preservation of our freedoms. And we have some veterans here today. Would you mind standing up so we can acknowledge you and thank you for your service? Thank you very much. We also have a board meeting on Tuesday, this Tuesday, and it's at 7 p.m. And we do what we do every month. We go through the work and the business and the spiritual life of our church as well. And so we will have that meeting this week. And then, are there any other announcements before we conclude? Yes, Leslie.
I heard from Avery this morning about the garden, and he's had a little glitch. He cannot find a gopher wire for the beds are all built. He sent me a picture of the beds. But the gophers can't read their eviction notice. So we want to make sure that the gophers don't eat the vegetables that are going to be planted there. But as soon as he gets that, he thinks by next Sunday.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you, those gophers are annoying little creatures, aren't they?
Oh my gosh.
I have some in my yard too. And this gopher has basically transferred all of my soil from one part of my yard to the other. And so, yeah. There should be a sermon in there somewhere. The gophers in our life. But, yeah. Well, today we're here to celebrate. We're not just here to celebrate God. We're here to see how God celebrates us and what He says to us, about this world, about our future. And the title of the sermon today is that Jesus is coming again. And do you believe that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what time do you think He will come?
When he's ready. Anytime.
When He's ready. Okay. I would like Him to come tomorrow by 3 p.m. before my mortgage payment is due. Okay. But He probably won't. And why do I say He probably won't? Because it seems like the time that we fix a date and a time that we're just setting ourselves up to look foolish and wrong, because He will come when it is time for Him to come. In fact, He tells us, does He not, it will be unexpected. Even for those who think they know and have all their maps out as to exactly where we are in what we call prophetic time. The message today is not about setting dates. The message is about setting our hearts the right way, because He will come again, and every eye will see Him. And that is our great hope. That is why we are here today. Not because we have been saved from this sinful world, but we've been saved unto a world that will never end. And that is a hard thing for people to believe or even care about. It seems irrelevant unless faith comes into our life and we can believe it through the miraculous work of God as He saves our souls through what His Son has done. And that's why we're here today, is to be reminded of that over and over again. Well, I don't know how you came to... Do you have an announcement?
Yeah, I don't mean to embarrass anyone, but I was so happy to hear the good news from New Zealand a couple days ago in email. and our friends, the Smith family, were at a nice, did anybody get that?
No.
Yes.
With
Yes.
your permission, could I send that to the office to share, or?
I think we send it out to
Yes.
everyone.
Oh.
I think it's
Oh,
already
it came-
sent.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful news. I mean, I'm so proud of them and what they're doing.
yeah, thank you, yeah. Yeah, they're doing a good work there. The video that we're going to see in just a moment now is it's a true story. In fact, all these that we send you are true stories. This man is going to tell you his story about how the Word of God has changed his life. And this is a good way for us to begin all of our services, to be reminded that what we assume and just easily experience every week does not come so easily to those who have not yet learned and embraced the love of God. It's a compelling story. Let's begin our service with this man's message.